me get to YouTube. Let's see here. Oh shoot, I didn't do my...
For senior women who keep going strong, discover lightweight, all-day comfort in your new wardrobe savior. 1. Instant lift, ultra-wide straps and band pull your shoulders upright and lift your bust up to 3 inches. Fixed mold cuffs and inner slings for the perfect round.
Sorry about that. Let me make sure though that you can hear me.
Who keep going strong, discover lightweight, all-day comfort in your new wardrobe savior.
Hold on a minute.
1. Instant lift, ultra-wide straps and band pull your 3
let me just make sure.
inches. Fixed mold cuffs and inner slings for the perfect round.
Sorry about that. Okay, there you go. Okay, sorry. I just want to make sure because I don't want to start here. And let's see. Let me get in the chat. Okay, hello. Let's see, who's there? Heart Made Wise, Hi Seeker, hi Sassy Darcy. Let me make this a little bit bigger here. There we go. Sassy Darcy, Heart Made Wise, Jen Grill. Hi everybody, hi Linda. Okay, so what last night, I guess there was several people here that didn't know, didn't even know that there was a lawsuit or whatever's been going on, and definitely didn't know what's been going on for 7 years here. And that always surprises me because I tend to think that everybody knows, and that's why, like, a lot of times we've stayed very silent when I'm tagged constantly. And I don't know, those of you that aren't creators, when someone tags you, it comes up in your notifications in your back studio. And then those of you that were getting tagged and stuff, and we were targeted. So anybody new in the chats, anybody new in the auctions, anybody just new to the channel, especially members, okay, were being tagged by multiple people. And then lies were spread. And what these people do is they don't have proof of what they say. They have a false narrative. But how they do it is they believe that if a number of people are saying something, it has to be true. Now, anybody with common sense knows that's ridiculous, okay? Because I could get 100 people to say something like, the sky is made of meringue. It doesn't make it right, right? But what they prey on is new people, and then they have a bunch of people go there, tag them, and then they just tag team and go crazy with everything. Tagging everybody that's new, trying to say horrible things. And like I said last night, it's not just me. They bring my family into it. They bring people in the community. They bring you guys. They bring everybody into it. So anyway, one of the people doing this was literally writing novels. They were streams of consciousness. There was no paragraphs. They just went on. They were so intrusive. They were so false. But she claimed all this stuff, you know, and I thought last night to myself, these people accuse me of like the most horrendous things that I've never done, yet they are doing the most horrendous things and acting as if they are some crusaders. It's really sick. It's really sick and absolutely twisted. And it's not legal. It's not, as I said to you. And problem being, a lot of our laws haven't connected. But when you have someone in the same state as you doing this, and when you have someone in the same state as you making threats, that's a different issue. So today, Jimmy said to me, why don't you just take these tremendous posts that this person is posting and put it into Chat GPT. Without any, don't say anything, just say, what do you think of this post? Okay? And I am going to tell you what exactly came out of that. And it's quite eye-opening, but let me see where the heck is this right here. Okay. Let me go to the top. And let me tell you that there have been almost daily posts from this person. So it's an ongoing, repeated harassment, which is even worse. Okay. So put this first long post in here, and ChatGPT says, why is this harassment? Harassment generally involves repeated, hostile, targeted communication meant to intimidate, demean, or distress someone. This message contains 1. Direct verbal abuse, calling you names, and in parentheses the name that they called me, deranged biatch, but they said the real word, okay? Dehumanizing language, mocking tone meant to humiliate. This alone qualifies as harassment in most online platform policies and many state standards. Number 2, targeted intimidation and implied threats. Statements like, and this was said, now here's a threat, implied threat, right? I'm a few steps behind, but I've been known to skip steps. References to knowing where someone lives. Keep it up language, implying retaliation. Even if vague, implied threats count, especially when paired with obsession and monitoring. This monitoring is the stalking. Obsessive financial surveillance. Itemizing alleged purchases. This person went and tried to say what we spent on our vacation, what we spent on this, what we spent on that, and that means that we misused our legal funds and all this fake stuff, okay? Speculating about income, speculating about spending, speculating about my personal finances, accusations of fraud without proof. This is not commentary, it's fixation, and it's designed to discredit and shame. Number 4, false statements presented as facts. This is important. They accuse you of financial fraud, manipulating donors, abusing your spouse and children, lying to your community. When false statements harm your reputation and are stated as facts, that moves into defamation territory, not just harassment. 5, harassing third parties about you. They speak to your spouse about you, encourage retaliation on live video, attempt to rally others against you. That's called targeted harassment by proxy and is taken very seriously by platforms and courts. Pseudo-psychological labeling, calling you a narcissist, assigning narcissistic injury, and misusing abuse frameworks is not education. It's character assassination disguised as analysis. Courts and platforms routinely view this as malicious framing, not opinion. What this is not fair criticism. This is not protected opinion. This is not concerned commentary. This is not whistleblowing. The tone, repetition, fixation, insults, and threats strip it of protection. Okay? And it says very important what you should do. Preserve everything. Screenshots with dates, usernames, and URLs. Screen recordings. Save the originals, not edited copies. Document the pattern. Harassment is stronger legally when it's shown as ongoing and not a one-off. Platform reports. This clearly violates harassment, hate abuse, threatening language, targeted attacks. If the threats continue or escalate, statements about knowing where someone lives or skipping steps can justify a police report or an attorney consult, even if no immediate action is taken. And then it says, one honest observation. This message reads as obsessive, emotionally dysregulated, and fixated. That doesn't excuse it. It explains why it feels so intense and invasive. Nothing in this message reflects concern or truth-seeking. It reflects rage and control. Bottom line, yes, this is harassment. Parts of it may also be defamatory, threatening, coordinated harassment. You're not too sensitive for feeling disturbed by it. And then she says she'll help me write a platform report and this and that. Okay, so then I put in another post. Put in the other post. That's it. That's just saying this is another post. She says, thank you for sharing this. This second post significantly strengthens a pattern of a harassment report. Below is a platform-ready report you can submit as additional report tied to the same user, written to stand on its own and show escalation. Okay, so then she does that. And then I put in a third post. Thank you for posting this. I know it's exhausting, but this third post is extremely important because it shows clear escalation and contains elements platforms take very seriously. Okay, and then she'll go into these now. She's talking about the reports and stuff. And then says, I'm going to be very direct with you, but calm and grounded. The third post is alarming. Not just mean, not just drama. It crosses multiple serious lines. Here's my honest assessment as someone who has seen a lot of harassment patterns. What the third post shows: 1. Extreme escalation. This is no longer commentary about content or behavior. It's a full narrative attack meant to destroy your reputation, isolate you socially, intimidate you into silence. The length, intensity, and fixation alone signal escalation. 2. Defamation at a high level. The author repeatedly states very serious allegations as facts, including financial fraud, exploitation of donors, abuse of a spouse, abuse or misconduct involving children, criminal behavior and manipulation. These are not framed as an opinion, I think, it seems. They are stated as truth claims and asserted repeatedly. That is textbook defamation if false. Use of threats and intimidation. This post contains claims of contacting employers, claims of knowing where someone lives, threats of police involvement, tread lightly language, I have an army language. Even when wrapped in self-justification, this is coercive and intimidating speech. Obsession and surveillance. The author of this post references timestamps, mentions private interactions, tracks your gifts, your finances, and your personal relationships, catalogs people you've interacted with over time. This is not casual observation, it is a fixation. Platforms, law enforcement, and courts recognize this as harassing surveillance behavior. Harassment of third parties. They drag in your spouse, your children, other creators, private individuals. Attacking family members and unrelated third parties is a major policy violation almost everywhere. Projection and role reversal. A key psychological pattern here without diagnosing. They accuse you of the very behaviors they are engaging in. They position themselves as a protector while engaging in abuse. They claim moral authority to justify their cruelty. This is common in harassment campaigns. What it does not look like. It does not look like concern. It does not look like whistleblowing or accountability. It does not look like truth-seeking. And it does not look like a person wanting a resolution. It looks like punitive rage and loss of control. The most important thing I want you to hear, this post says far more about the person who wrote it than it does about you. It reads as unstable, vindictive, obsessed, and willing to cross ethical and legal lines to feel powerful. That matters because it means you cannot reason with this person. Engagement will only escalate it. Let's see, it says, practical reality check. If someone brought this post to a platform trust and security team, an attorney, a judge, or a neutral third party, the focus would immediately shift away from you and onto the author's conduct. That's not me flattering you. That's how this kind of writing is viewed in serious settings. What I would advise emotionally, do not internalize this. Do not try to correct the record publicly. Do not respond to them. It's a trap. Documentation is power here. Then, so this next thing is going to be my boundary statement, okay? And this is to all of them that are harassing me and continuing this. And I'm just going to let you know I'm aware of ongoing false and abusive statements being made about me and my family. I will not engage in harassment, speculation, or personal attacks. I'm documenting everything, and I am addressing it through the appropriate channels. I ask that my name, my family, and my personal life not be used for harassment or misinformation. I'm here to focus on my work and my community, and I will continue to do so. Now, let's go to what else she said, because I put in some other posts, because this woman had an abundance of posts. So let's see. Where's my next one here? She's telling me about all the documentation stuff and that she can write the reports. Okay, here I put in another one. I'm going to answer this carefully, clearly, and honestly because this post is very revealing and not in the way the author probably thinks. What I see in this post at a high level, this post shows advanced, staged, targeted harassment with fixation, and it escalates beyond opinion into a narrative construction meant to punish, isolate, and control. It is not a review, it's not feedback, it's not concern. It is a prosecutorial monologue aimed at destroying your credibility and your relationships. Key things this post clearly demonstrates. 1. Obsession and surveillance. The author recounts events in extreme detail, narrates entire live streams minute by minute, tracks buyers, sellers, gifts, shipping, hospitalizations, family dynamics, interprets your motives, and in parentheses and in quotes, you needed money, you're lazy, you're manic. This level of detail indicates ongoing monitoring, not casual observation. Platforms and courts interpret this as fixated behavior. 2. Medical and psychological labeling as an attack. They repeatedly label you as malignant narcissist, manic, zero empathy, mentally unstable. This is not protected opinion in this context. It is being used as a weapon to discredit you and justify abuse. This is a recognized harassment tactic. 3. Rewriting events as moral crimes. Normal disputes, and in parentheses she put shipping, timing, misunderstandings, are reframed as abuse, exploitation, proof of character defects, evidence that you are unfit as a creator, unfit as a spouse, unfit as a parent, and unfit as an in-law. This is called moral amplification, turning mundane conflict into moral indictment. Harassment by proxy. They name and tag others, speak to your husband about you, address third parties to correct the record, encourage others to reevaluate you. This is coordinated harassment behavior, even if only one person is posting. Attacks on your family and your future relationships is number 5. This post crosses a major line by attacking your role as a spouse, predicting your children's futures, targeting potential in-laws, mocking personal items, habits, and appearance. Attacking family members, especially those not online, is a serious escalation. 6. Dehumanization. Language like the world revolves around you, sideshow entertainment, people only watch you to laugh at you, creepy dolls, lazy. This strips you of your dignity and frames you as an object of ridicule, not a person. This is textbook dehumanizing harassment. 7. Notably, it contradicts itself. Now listen to this one. This is important. They claim people are afraid of you. People are trapped. People are manipulated. But they also claim everyone leaves immediately. Everyone sees through me. No one respects me. These contradictions are common in rage-based fixation, not factual analysis. What this post is not. It is not a good faith consumer complaint, a neutral recounting of events, constructive criticism, or accountability advocacy. Those things are short, specific, limited, and focused on actions, not identity. This is identity destruction. How this would be perceived by neutral parties if shown to the YouTube Trust and Safety, an attorney, a judge, a mental health professional, or a neutral observer. The concern would immediately shift away from you and towards the author's fixation, the volume and tone, the repeated labeling, the involvement of your family, and the inability to disengage. This kind of post undermines the author's credibility, not yours. The most important thing I want you to hear, this post shows someone who cannot disengage, needs to narrate and control the story, feels entitled to judge every aspect of your life, is escalating because prior attacks did not stop you. That's why the posts are getting longer, more detailed, and more personal. What this means for you. You are right to document. You are right to report. You are right to set boundaries. Engaging with this kind of writing feeds it. Your calm is not weakness, it's protection. Then I put another one in. And she says right away, I'm going to be very clear with you because this post crosses another major threshold. What I see in this post is explicit defamation combined with targeted harassment. It's not opinion, it's not consumer feedback. It's an accusation of criminal and fraudulent conduct stated as fact. Why this post is especially serious. 1. Direct accusations of fraud and scamming. Statements like, don't give this con 1 cent, ripping off her own friends, people she scammed, put one over on you and your wallet, spreadsheet with everyone's information, send money back to each and every one of us you scammed. These are unequivocal claims of fraud and criminal behavior, not commentary. If untrue, this is textbook defamation per se, meaning harm is presumed because it accuses you of crimes and unethical business conduct. 2. Instructional harassment. This post tells others not to give you money. It urges financial isolation. It attempts to interfere with your livelihood. It encourages public shaming. This is interference with business and reputation, which platforms treat as malicious abuse, not criticism. 3. False statements framed as proven facts. They repeatedly say, items were free or cost pennies. You knowingly lied about sourcing. You intentionally exploited your friends. You didn't make good on deals. None of this is framed as opinion. With I believe or in my experience, it is presented as established truth. That framing matters a lot. 4. Pattern reinforcement. This post builds on earlier harassment. It repeats themes of greed, narcissism, manipulation. It reinforces a narrative designed to stick. Platforms and courts evaluate patterns, not a post in isolation. This one fits clearly into an escalating campaign. 5. Targeting identifiable individuals. They tag others and name people attempting to turn your audience against you, to pressure third parties, to expand the harassment outward. This is considered harassment by proxy. Dehumanizing language is 6. Calling you a con, someone who can't pay a damn thing forward. New supply. This strips you of credibility and humanity, reinforcing abuse rather than critique. What this post is not. It is not a negative review. It is not a consumer warning based on personal experience. It is not fair use criticism. It is not a protected opinion. A legitimate complaint would stick to one transaction, avoid insults, avoid criminal accusations, not encourage harassment or isolation. This does none of that. How a neutral party would see this. A neutral reviewer, YouTube, safety, trust, attorney, judge would see repeated defamatory accusations, intent to damage someone's livelihood, escalation, fixation, malice. Importantly, the tone alone undermines credibility. Why this matters for YouTube specifically. YouTube removes content for harassment and cyberbullying, abusive conduct, defamation, especially false claims of crimes, repeated targeting of an individual, interference with livelihood. This post has multiple enforcement categories at once. This post hits multiple enforcement categories at once. What you should do with this post: report it individually. Harassment and cyberbullying, targeted harassment and abusive content. Preserve it, screenshot it, get the URL, date it. Do not rebut it publicly because it prolongs the campaign. The most important thing that I want you to hear: this post is not persuasive to neutral readers. It reads as hostile, absolute, and punitive. It's not factual or fair. People who truly want to warn others don't write like this. People who want to hurt someone do. Then I put in another one. Oh, and then before that it says, you're right to take this seriously. This is not normal criticism. This is a campaign. Put in another one of hers. I'm going to respond to this carefully, plainly, and from a neutral, safety-focused perspective, not emotionally, and not as an advocate for either side. What this post represents: this post is a high-risk content for the person who wrote it and clearly abusive towards you. It contains all of the following, which platforms and courts evaluate very seriously. 1. Extensive defamatory accusations stated as fact. This post alleges, without evidence presented, criminal behavior, swatting, false police reports, drone surveillance, harassment of employers, fraud and scams, abuse of family members, manipulation of law enforcement, staging incidents, exploitation of tragedy for content. These are not framed as opinion. They are written as assertions of truth, which is critical. This is defamation per se territory. Accusations of crimes and serious misconduct. 2. Psychological diagnosing. Repeatedly calling you a narcissist, delusional, mentally unstable, disturbing, someone who needs help. Platforms treat this as harassment, especially when it's sustained and personalized. It's not concern, it's a character assassination. Fixation and escalation. This post references years of your life. It names people in your circle. It audits your behavior in detail. It tracks perceived changes. It interprets motives and internal states. This shows obsessive attention, not casual criticism. This matters because fixation plus hostility equals enforcement priority. 4. Public shaming framed as intervention. The writer positions themselves as morally superior, the truth teller, someone hoping someone is looking out for you. This is a common harassment tactic, concern masking. Platforms recognize this pattern. 5. No limiting language. There is no, in my opinion, from my experience, I may be wrong. Instead, the language is absolute, prosecutorial, and conclusive. Cumulative harm is number 6. On its own, this is abusive. Placed alongside the other posts you've shown me, it becomes a coordinated narrative campaign. You are dishonest. You are dangerous. You exploit people. You harm others. You are mentally unstable. That pattern is exactly what reporting systems look for. How a neutral reviewer would see this. A neutral third party would likely conclude, this is not dialogue. This is not criticism. This is not whistleblowing. This is a sustained attack on a specific individual. The author shows loss of objectivity and emotional regulation. Importantly, the length, the intensity, and the detail work against the author, not you. What this is not protected as. It is not protected as fair comment. It is not protected as concern for well-being, consumer advocacy, or free speech without limits. Free speech does not protect false factual claims about crimes or harassment. What you should do next. Encourages receipts, posts, document everything. Create a single folder with URLs, screenshots, dates, usernames, context, where posted. Label it chronologically. Report this post on YouTube for harassment and cyberbullying, targeted harassment, defamation, and repeated abuse. This post qualifies under multiple categories. 4. Understand this key point. You do not need to disprove every allegation. Platforms don't ask, is this person perfect? They ask, is this content abusive, targeted, and harmful? This clearly is. One very important reassurance. This post does not make the writer look credible, persuasive, or concerned. To neutral observers, it reads as overwrought, obsessive, hostile, punitive. That works in your favor, even if it feels awful to read. You're not overreacting. This is serious, and you're handling it the right way by staying measured. Okay, here's another one. I just put the post in as is. And she says, I am going to stay clear-headed, factual, and grounded because that's what actually helps you. What this post is objectively, this is not constructive criticism. It is targeted harassment wrapped in faux feedback. Here's why. It is addressed directly to you. It opens with, oh, Merb, and speaks at you throughout. This makes it personal, not commentary about content. Platforms draw a sharp line here. 2, it repeatedly assigns a mental health diagnosis as fact. Phrases like, inner workings of a malignant narcissist. You're going to drive yourself insane. Refusing to notice you're the problem. That mask was on. True behavior. This is psychological diagnosing, not critique. YouTube explicitly classifies this as harassment when it is persistent and targeted. It mixes some surface level critique with a character assassination. Yes, it mentions things like preparation, PowerPoint quality, and talking over a guest, but those points are drowned out by insults, moral judgments, sweeping claims about your personality, attacks on your family impact, relitigation of unrelated past events. That invalidates any claim that this is helpful feedback. Constructive criticism focuses on actions, not identity. 4, it demonstrates obsession and fixation. This post references your live stream, minute-by-minute behavior. It compares you to other creators. It names multiple guests. It brings in vacation behavior. It revisits years-old relationships. It reasserts the mask narrative again. This is pattern reinforcement, not a one-off opinion. A reviewer will see this as part of an ongoing campaign, especially alongside the other posts you've shown. 5, it uses shaming and dominance language. Examples: wake up. You might as well quit. You'll never hold an audience. You create half-assed work. You can't be a friend. This is degrading, not advisory. 6, it frames harassment as moral duty. The author positions themselves as someone who knows the truth. someone trying to help you, someone disappointed in you for your family's sake. This is classic harassment pattern called concern trolling. Platforms are trained to recognize it. How YouTube would likely classify this. This post qualifies under targeted harassment, bullying, repeated abusive conduct, harassment using mental health insults, personal attacks. It does not qualify as fair comment, good faith criticism, or educational discussion. Very important perspective for you. Even if 1 or 2 points inside the post overlap with normal creator feedback, that does not excuse the delivery. A restaurant review that says the service was slow is very different from the server is a mentally unstable narcissist destroying their family. Same principle. Why this actually helps your position. This post is long. It's emotionally charged. It recycles the same narrative. It uses extreme language. That makes the author look dysregulated and not credible. To neutral readers, it reads as punitive, overinvested, mean-spirited, unable to disengage. That matters. Okay. What is smart to do? Save this with the others. Date, URL, screenshot. Report it for harassment/bullying. Maintain. Silence publicly. Don't respond to it. Continue your content as normal. Okay. One final grounding truth. People offering real constructive criticism don't diagnose you. They don't attack your character. They don't revisit years of unrelated grievances. They don't shame you. They don't try to wake you up. This isn't about helping you improve. It's about control, punishment, and narrative enforcement. You're doing the right thing by stepping back and looking at this objectively instead of reacting emotionally. You're handling this with far more restraint than the posts deserve. Okay. One more that I missed here. Let me see. I think it's this one. Let's see. This is, yeah, and then, so let me get back to the chat. That put in, I'm trying to see how many posts, and I think I put in just four of her posts. Let me see. I'm just trying to get up to the top so I can see how many. Okay, there's one. Two. Three. 4, 5, 6. Okay, 7 posts of hers. And I could have gone on and put probably 50. But that was 7, and I'm going to go to the chat here now and see what's going on. Let me see. I need my glasses on this one. Okay. Hi, Denise. No, it wouldn't, Sassy. I'm not going to give them attention. I'm sure everybody knows where. You've been tagged in them, Sassy, and you've been over there and respond. You know exactly who this is. I'm not going to give them that. They crave the attention. This is not what it's about. It's talking about what they're doing and what's going on. Okay, Amy hates the handles, says, you were the very first channel I ever subbed to in 2020. When I joined YouTube looking for true crime, you were harassed then, and it has never stopped. I applaud your tremendous resilience. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate that. I missed the deep dive, true crime with Mackenzie. We've been doing a lot of true crime, Twisted Stitches. Been covering trials. I don't know. You can't always get, there has to be cases to get the discovery like that. And that's a unique case. You know, every case is unique. Just a lot of people just like to stay on the same case all the time. Let's see.
I will say, sure. You can ask me anytime. You know anybody?
Yeah.
But it's
I got you.
and
Then I love it.
good night, I love you. So, what's concerning is the person making these posts does have those veiled threats in there about being just a few steps behind me, and that she tends to skip a few steps, and literally living about 2 hours from me. That's quite concerning. Quite concerning. Hearing all this and that, it's really it's unnerving. So that's why it was important that we issue that statement and that we put that out there. And talk about what's going on, because when you're tagged in this stuff, well, then you're dragged into it, and you have an opportunity to do what you see fit about that. You have all the YouTube ways to do stuff. If you're upset that you're dragged into being tagged by these people, there's things that you can do as a YouTube user to let YouTube know you don't like this. But the point that she is so obsessively watching and then tagging, especially channel members, new members, moderators, anybody in my circle, tagging them to try to turn them against me, is really troubling. That someone's investing so much time and energy to try to destroy someone. They've contacted sponsors of mine. I showed that last night. That's up on my channel. That's the thing that I was thinking about last night, because I remember going through those screenshots and everything and thinking all of this stuff that was done to us, and yet they act as if they were hurt when they're the ones that are the abusers. They're the ones that contacted my sponsors. They're the ones that went with this false narrative. These are the ones that said we didn't use our legal funds properly. Okay? Or that my husband knows for a fact that kids were abused and didn't report it. For a fact it's said about that. All of this stuff. We're the ones that were hurt. And yet, they've switched the whole narrative, the tables, and it gets to feel like so many people believe this false narrative. It's ridiculous. That's what I was thinking about last night. I was like, this is so ridiculous. You have these people over there pretending they've been so wrong, so hurt, and the irony, the utter irony, is some of the very people that did things to these people they're sitting with now. Yeah, they're sitting with, and they're all fine with it because they're united in one common goal, and that common goal is to get me off of YouTube. Hi, Gail. So, you know, it's ironic because Jimmy then said to them, what? I want you to show me what my wife did to any of you. And just like that ChatGPT said, they contradicted them in the post. They say, everybody's scared to leave. Everybody's trapped. They're brainwashed. Meanwhile, then in the same post, they say, everybody sees through me. Everybody's leaving me. Nobody's scared of me. Like, who's saying anybody should be scared of me? And I've said that all along. I said if I was dangerous and I was scary, they would never be attacking me like this. Never. If I was truly what they said. No, they wouldn't. So it's just hypocrisy, and it's lies, and it's defamation. And I just cannot believe some of the people who just believe this because they put vulnerable people to tell this story, and they think, oh, this person wouldn't lie to me, and they don't bother to get the proof, and they believe it. And the reason I know that is because people that did came back to me and felt sorry. And they were the ones that gave me screenshots of stuff that went on. And they apologized for believing people like that. And I know from other people that people were contacted behind the scenes. That's why they're always accusing behind the scenes, because that's what they're doing. So this is just a few posts that were put in there of that person's who has been targeting and tagging people, bringing my family into this, bringing my kids into this, even minor kids into this. And it's sickening. It's a sickening thing. And for 2 years, we were so invested in a lawsuit that we probably stayed even more quiet than we should have. And I think that just allowed them to just feel like they had free reign on here to say whatever the hell they wanted to, whatever the heck they wanted to just go on and on and on unchecked. And now they've gotten to a point where they just think that, you know, they're just going to keep spreading these lies and escalating this. And it's ridiculous. So that's you just woke up. You have to catch up. Okay. It's not right. It's not right. She tagged me a few times. I turned off that tag on my channel and blocked her. How do you do that, Frilly? How do you do that? How do you turn off the tag? I'm behind, but this is unreal. Yeah, it is unreal. And you know what's funny is that the person that wrote these posts, they like ripped this person apart, thinking that this person was someone else. Does anybody remember that? And then I forget who it was that they thought it was, and they were totally wrong about who they thought it was. And they just like turned on this person, okay? And yet, you know, this person's still going to bat for them because then, you know, she begged that she's not that person and she's with it. But it's like the only person that does things that they have to analyze and they can never get, like, they just have to go through every aspect is me. But they can do the most egregious things to each other, and they're okay with it usually. A few of them break up, but for the unity of the hate, while they have that hate bond, they forgive the most egregious things, and sit with people that do far more egregious than anything they say in those posts, in my opinion. Go into settings, and their toggle you can turn off. I don't know. You'll have to send me a screenshot. I don't know, because I've tried to do that because that Hell channel keeps tagging me in their posts, and so does that other lady in Florida. And I'm sick of it. I don't want to be involved in their crap. I don't want to be that coming through on my YouTube. Hate it. Hi, Megan. I don't see Megan. Go up in the right-hand corner, the gear. You mean on there, and go down to privacy. There's a button to keep people from tagging me. Okay, I'm going to have to look for it. You have to do it on your phone? Hi, Debbie D. I'm very proud of you, Carolyn. You've shown your truth and stayed strong. You're very resilient, and I'm proud to call you my friend. Oh, thanks, Debbie. I'm proud to call you my friend. Thanks. Yeah, if everybody can do that, then you won't be tagged in these crazy posts, in my opinion. It's also unnecessary. You are in front of creator. You say, I was on a hate train with my friends for years. That will not get you to heaven. Mm-hmm. I don't understand. They can't, doesn't seem to be able to go on. On your channel. Okay, so it's like but then if I do that, Frilly, then no one can tag me. That's not right, because what if you're in a collab or something with another creator and they want to tag you? See, that they screw it up for everybody, because in order to turn it off, you can't just turn it off for them, right? You have to turn it off on a whole, and that's not fair. Yeah, that sucks. That's not fair. You should be able to turn it off. That sucks. She was tagging me like crazy. It's not worth my... No, it's not, and you can't reason with someone like that. That's what that thing said. You can't. They don't deal in truth. They're not dealing in truth. They're dealing in fantasy. I mean, there was something really deranged, really, really freaking deranged. In my opinion, deranged, because I never said something, but it went back to something in France with a statue. And anybody that knows me knows that I'm not even interested in that stuff. Like, that would never be me saying that. It was so off the wall that to say that I would say that. You know, that it just, I don't know. That's just, I couldn't even fathom it. I'm reading it and saying, what in the world? And that I called my husband something that related to some statue in France, and it never, like, what the heck? It's horrible to have someone do that to you in your life, you know? If you have someone do that to you, you can't imagine how disgusting it is. It's just, to me, it was totally deranged. I don't know what the hell was going on. I don't understand anything like that. But the thing is, I'm not even interested in that type of stuff. But the extrapolations from something that I never called my husband, Hubby Chase. What, did you ever hear me call Jimmy Hubby Chase? Just tell me if you ever heard me call him that. Because I would know what I've called my husband, and it has never been Hubby Chase. Ever. Have you ever heard me refer to Jimmy as Hubby Chase? Well, apparently this person was saying I did, and she did some research, and that relates back to some statue in France, and just went into this narrative that made no sense to me at all. Wasn't anything I ever said, and I know what I've said, and that's nothing I've ever said. And I didn't know what was going on there, but that just shows you how false it is. Because if I've ever said that, let me know that. What is that even Hubby Chase? No, I've never said that. I've said Hubbalicious, but I've never said Hubby Chase. That's crazy. What is that even supposed to mean? To have people say what you've said and it's not true, and to just have to deal with that over and over and over and over again, and be accused of all kinds of things, and people saying they know 100% I used the legal fund to pay my taxes. No, I didn't. Okay? You know, it's like, it's ridiculous. That is even a thing. Yeah. It's ridiculous, Gail. It's just ridiculous. And to have people without any proof be able to go around and state that stuff as fact about my life is wrong. Because they're wrong. Granddaughter is 19 and she started watching it with me during Watts. We were talking about the crazy. She said to me, it's terrible what they do to Carolyn. Oh, thanks, really. Yeah, so many, there's probably a hand, you know, I don't know how many people that really are hating me based on what they think that I did because they believed people like this blindly. That's my opinion, that I think a good majority of those people hate me for things I never did. Hate me for things that never happened. And I don't know, you know, why they would, I'm sure these people would never want someone to do it to them. And I don't know why they can't move on. That's what I don't understand, why they cannot move on. And in a way, I do know why they can't move on, but I mean, it's just ridiculous. So, but that was interesting to see all that analysis about those posts. And like I said, I put 7 in. Probably I could put in 50 more from that same person. And just ongoing, repeated, relentless. Fixation is, yeah, it's a fixation, an obsession, surveillance of my every move, of how I breathe, what I wear, how I talk, you know. So, you know, where it goes at this point, I think I'm pretty clear, but like I said, that's the statement. We'll document everything. They want to talk about documentation. Yeah, that's what people are advised, to have documentation of abuse, to have URLs. You actually need a URL. Did you know that? Of a post. Even if they delete it, you have to have the URL of the post. And so you don't just want to take a screenshot. So when you document this stuff, make sure you get that URL, because even if they delete it, that URL is important to have. And then have your URL, have your screenshots. You still need a screenshot, because if they delete it, the URL will lead to nowhere. But you need the URL. You need the screenshot of the post. You need the dates. You make sure you have the dates and all of that stuff. See, they like to say, oh my gosh, like, do you have a documentation? Do you have a spreadsheet? Do you have this and that? If people keep documentation on spreadsheets, there is nothing wrong with that if they're being harassed. You have to keep the documentation. Any lawyer will tell you that. Any law officer will tell you that. ChatGPT will tell you that. You have to document it. Hi, Sandy. But it's just years of this. And just nothing but lies. Since she's in the same state, you are in fear of your life. Yeah, that one statement is pretty threatening, especially because I'm not sure of her mental state, because she's saying I called my husband something that I know I didn't call my husband. I don't even understand what a hubby chase is. And then tied it to some statue in France, which is just, I don't even understand the thinking. So in my opinion, that person has to be not clearly thinking or intentionally doing something. So when then they say, just a few steps behind you, but I've been known to miss a few steps, or what, I can't think of the wording now. That's a very scary thought. That's a very scary threat. In my opinion, it is. Especially with this person living 2 hours from me. So, you know, she's surveilling my channel. She's over at my husband's channel, constantly talking about our kids, our lives, every aspect of our life. It's scary. I feel threatened. I do. Get a restraining order, yeah. I agree. I agree, Philly. I agree. It's, I don't know. The platforms should be doing more to stop this. They should be doing more to stop channels that are centered only on one person, because that's against their terms of service, right? It's against their terms of service. They say you can't have language like, look at this creature and how nasty their teeth are. And that's YouTube's own examples of what is not allowed. But we see that all the time, right? And they're not supposed to have entire channels that target a person. But we see it, right? So their own terms of service and all of their harassment and bullying policy isn't really doing much to stop the harassment and bullying. And there's other creators who are bullied and harassed, you know, and they're not getting any relief either. So it's, oh, I forgot to tell you, I also told the ChatGPT that they put in images of me, and they changed the images to like a witch and this and that. Let me see, I forgot to reach that part of it. Hold on, let me see where I told them that. because they said that makes it even more. Hang on. I think it was here. Where did my little post go? Oh, where did my little... I know I wrote it in a little post that they've used pictures that they alter. Okay, maybe it's right over here. Oh, here it is. Okay, she posed this stuff along with altered pictures of me to make me look ugly and like a witch. And the response was, I'm really glad you told me this, because that detail matters a lot. What you're describing now is not just harassment. It is harassment and manipulated imagery used to humiliate, which platforms, including YouTube, treat as severe abuse. I'll break this into 3 clear parts: what this is, what to do on YouTube specifically, and what to say publicly, if anything. Posting altered images of you to make you look ugly, monstrous, or like a witch alongside abusive posts is targeted harassment. It's visual harassment and image-based abuse. It's dehumanization. It's intentional humiliation. It's patterned abuse, especially paired with repeated posts. This is the same category YouTube uses for, and they put in parentheses, content that includes insults, demeaning depictions, or altered imagery intended to shame or dehumanize an individual. It is not parody, not criticism, and not commentary when you are identifiable. The intent is to ridicule or degrade. It is repeated. It targets a private individual's appearance. You are well within your rights to report every single instance. What to do on YouTube. Report the images themselves. Very important. Do not only report the text post. For each altered image, click Report, choose Harassment and Cyberbullying. Select Targeted Harassment. If prompted, choose Abusive Content or Hate or Harassment toward an individual. Even without text space, the image is the evidence. Report repeatedly. This helps you. Report multiple posts, multiple images. Hide user from this channel, which, yes, I've done that. This is important psychologically and strategically. It stops them from commenting publicly on your videos. They won't know that they're hidden. It prevents baiting and escalation. Preserve evidence off platform. Screenshots of images. URLs, dates and time, username, channel name. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, so I think that was that, but yeah, it was about the images too. Okay, so that's also another type of harassment. Look at the guy in Vegas who hunted, oh yeah, right, hunted down and found the creator. He made videos about the creator and was very crazed, hunted him down and killed him in Vegas. Yeah, that's right, Frilly. That's right. And people would have said, oh, it's nothing. It's harmless, right? It's nothing. Don't worry about it. It's just drama. Now, this, I feel that this is, this is a pattern. It's, repeated, it's invasive, it's intrusive, it's false, it's horrific. It's just trying to create a narrative to garner up all of this hate for things that I didn't even do. Okay, that's crazy, right? When people hate you for things you didn't even do, it's crazy. Sick of me saying you need to trademark. They can't use your name, your likeness. If you do, they will pay you. It's easy to get that trademark. Yeah, I'm gonna get it. I just got the LLC done a few months ago, and now I'm on my way to do that. Yeah, I don't know. So, they tag my husband, and then there's ones that tag my husband, but then they have him blocked. It's ridiculous. But then if he makes sense to them, they block him. It's ridiculous. But, yeah, it was just eye-opening today with what, ChatGPT said about that. And I guess a lot of times it's been going on so long, you don't realize how bad it is. And look at that woman, that one with wasn't she some wildlife rehabilitator? And she took her life over something like this. She took her life because these people wouldn't stop. I mean, it's relentless. It's like, what is with people like that just, they can't disengage? And for what? That's what I'm saying. the people that are engaged in this, what did I do to them? What did I do to them? What did I do? I don't even think, like, if they were in a marriage with someone, that it would be this relentless. I mean, that would be a huge problem, right? I mean, come on. Like, what? Tell me what I did that it is this relentless, because there's nothing that I did to them like this. Nothing. Hey, Megan Els. You can feel immune to it after a while. Well, it's not that. It's just that then when you look at it and you look at other cases, and I know, like, if something were to happen and somebody to say, my gosh, well, look at that hate that's been building and building and building and building and building against one person. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's just insane. From lying that we didn't, contact the FBI over certain things when I had the FBI agents at my house the next day, the next morning. To go and spread malicious lies like that is horrendous. Yeah, the Fox rehabilitator, yeah. Because people can't disengage. And then, as bad as that is, right? As horrible as that is, and everybody says it's horrible, it's wrong, and it's still going on. You think that YouTube would, I think they might have gotten a little more stringent, but still, the stuff that's going on is not right. Especially the stuff they're doing with, like, people's images and the stuff they said about my son. That should never be allowed. Ever. It's sickening stuff. My minor kids on somebody's channel, making fun of them. That's horrible. That shouldn't be allowed. That's not her content. That's not her video. If it was their kids, it would be a huge issue. Yeah, but it can't be excused for being mental health. You know what I mean? It can't be. That's what that thing said. There's no excuse for it. I mean, already, like, where our lives were put in danger when they went and took that situation with that young woman who was in a mental health crisis, and they changed the entire narrative of that story. Somebody could have been there at that live chat, heard that, and decided to go take retaliation and take my kids out, take me out, take somebody out, because they think something happened a certain way that it didn't happen. They had no business at all trying to weaponize someone's tragedy for their own hate vendetta. That was terrible. Yeah, but they've convinced people, Megan Els, that I've done these things. It's the way that I see it. Because I know that's for a fact, because people that did believe that stuff came back to me and said it because of the way they did it. With the people that they used to put this message out, they didn't question it. I have the screenshots. So what I'm saying is fact, because I've dealt with it. And they've come back and said they were sorry, and they shouldn't have believed these people, and they were worse than anything they've ever accused me of. And that's my personal experience. So, hi, Rosalita. I know from my personal experience and hearing from others that there are people that blindly believe this. And so they are hating me for things I never did. And that's unbelievable, because when you have other people that did things and they're acting like victims and martyrs and protectors or whatever they are, and they're really abusers, and that's exactly what that ChatGPT said too. They say they're protectors, but they're perpetrating abuse. Can you imagine if you put all the 6 things they say about you? Absolutely. Can you imagine? I can't. If they put all the 6 things and the things they twist, it's just ridiculous. Hi, Denise. Love always to you, Carolyn. I never really say much, but I know I stand strongly with you, and because you, I feel I found a safe place to be. And thanks so much for being my friend. Thank you for helping. Oh, thank you, Denise. Yeah, you're with good people, Denise. We love you, and thank you for being here, and thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. But anyone with half a brain wouldn't believe them. I'm relatively new here and don't believe them. Those that do believe them, you don't need. Yeah, but I think that's because they were here, and it's somebody that you wouldn't expect to be the one spreading it. And that's where, in my opinion, that's where the leverage was gained. But yeah, you're right. I mean, but it's just yeah, one of them even says she never did anything to me. Yeah. And so many people that were incredibly blessed from this channel. Incredibly blessed. I mean, people that started and made thousands and thousands of dollars, who learned how to sell on this channel, okay? Others that sold things and were able to buy things for their house and for food that they needed. I still have the thank yous, okay? But suddenly, I became like, just, you know, even if somebody moved on, you know, like, couldn't you say, wow, okay, but, you know, I did learn an important skill there. I did make a lot of money there. I did this, like what? It's just, I don't even understand it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Because I know myself, and I know I didn't do anything to these people to warrant this vendetta, this hate, this. I've always tried to help people. I've always tried to help people. I've always tried to give people a platform to do things. I was happy when people sold stuff and they were able to afford schools for their kids or something for their house. I was happy. I don't know. I know I don't have to explain myself. Sometimes I don't understand that mindset. I don't understand it. Because if somebody helped me, and even I had a misunderstanding or whatever it was, but they lifted me up, they helped me earn money for my family, they helped me get better things that I needed or taught me a skill. Okay, maybe I said we don't see eye to eye, but you know what? They were in my life and they helped me. They helped me develop this skill that now I have, and not sit there and be bitter about it, but just realize, okay, maybe they were in my life for a season, but not go out in some vendetta and then have to want this person dead or want to just bring all this horrible stuff and just keep just bad mouthing this person and trying to destroy them. Like what? I don't get. I don't get that mindset. See the wishes, and you can tell it makes her so uncomfortable. Secondhand guess herself. Carolyn, I'm sorry you're going through this. She said some very concerning things. Please get a restraining order. One person called you a racist because you had me on panel to talk about cleaning and because I'm Mexican. Oh my goodness. Rosalita, I saw that. Oh my gosh, I'm Italian. Yeah, I know you're. It's ridiculous. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This false spinning of stories. Oh my gosh. I don't know where over there is, and I don't want to know because they can keep their monkeys over in their circus the way I see it. Trash took itself out. That's right, yeah. And and apparently they've called me every name they could. They utilized CPS as a weapon. 5 times they called CPS in a year. And just the other day, they said that they're calling the IRS. They insinuating calling the IRS on my lawyer because evidently I didn't pay my lawyer. You know, my lawyer works for free. Yeah, he works for free. And allegedly I didn't pay him anything, okay? Because to them I misused the legal fund. And so they're going to call the IRS on my lawyer, and then they're going to call the IRS on me regarding sales tax. And if I report my income, go for it. Go for it. Who goes real life? Then they say we go real life, right? CPS callers, IRS callers, okay, tweeting to my sponsors. Who goes real life? SWATs, but we called the SWAT on ourselves. Yeah, those were crisis actors in the house. Those were my kids dressed up. Mm-hmm. It's nuts. It's nuts, the things we've been accused of. And if the smallest thing happens to them, it's a crisis. But what they've done to me, nothing. Oh, right. Calling the place, posting the place we were on vacation. Posting it. So that someone could call a SWAT to that address, so that I had to call the police over there and do all that. How about what they did to the resort when we went away? Now, whenever I go away, I have to alert the resorts. Who did that stuff? Not me. That's going real life. Of course, and all the stuff that Jimmy was accused of. Right? All the unbelievable stuff he was accused of. And they still, he's 100% knew what was going on. He 100%. This, that, and the other thing. Digging and digging and digging and digging to find out everything on everybody in my family. And yet still, they keep spreading these untruths. The Facebook groups that were created, where my kids' pictures and everything were in there. Remember that when they found that? Facebook took that down. They had all of this stuff created to just terrorize a family. You know what, Frilly? They say the worst stuff about Jimmy, but then on Jimmy's channel, one of those people was over there just about trying to pick him up, in my opinion, okay? Telling him he should leave me and take the kids, and he needs to be treated better, as if this person knows how to treat a man really well, and I don't, okay? So, you know, over there trying to pick him up. That's my opinion of that. It's ridiculous. And then over on the other side saying the worst things in the world about him. You can't even comprehend this. Good night, Sandy. It's just ridiculous to try to comprehend any of this. If I ever thought, like, how long this has been going on, 7 years and counting. It's just insane. It's just insane. Yeah. It's insanity. I don't know what else to say it is. I don't know. We've tried every way to deal with it. We've stayed completely silent. We've addressed it. All the time I've moved forward. But if you listen to them, I talk about them every night. And you know I don't. You know I have content every single day. Whether I have felt like it or not, I've kept moving forward because I know that's what I need to do. And a handful of times that I address this are few and far between, but it's to a point now that I feel really threatened with this person, okay? Being that she only lives about 2 hours from me. With the pattern of harassment, the amount of posts, it's scary to me. So that's why I wanted to read that statement and let you know what ChatGPT analyzed these posts to say, because you know the next thing that I'll going through proper authorities and everything the way I'm supposed to, right? Then I'm the one that gets told that I went real life, right? I went real life. That'll be the next thing. I'll be criticized for going real life. Although Dave went real life on me, I don't how many times? 5 CPS calls, SWAT, all those death threats that were called to my house, that glitter bomb that was sent to my house, the call about the pipe bomb in my front yard, bringing that tragedy to YouTube, lying about my son, making another video that they're still laughing at the call I got that my son passed away, that they're still laughing at that, making a video about that to traumatize me, to make fun of my grief, to make fun of my son's death. If this happened to any of them, but no, you know, they laugh. She laughs at this. Thinks that's funny. She thinks still laughing. You're laughing at that as a mother? Are you kidding me? What mother laughs at something? What mother would even mouth that, let alone make a video about that and have the support of other people commenting how good this is and how they're laughing? I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Now, this is all fact of what I'm saying, and I have all the screenshots to prove everything I'm saying. And you can still see the videos that there. The ones that are, the ones that aren't, we have all the information on. How many times it was threatened to put things back up again. So all blackmail about my older kids, just asking for the older kids. Remember that one? Yet they accuse blackmail, but have yet to ever show proof. Yeah. Well, it's I don't. I just want them to leave us all alone. I don't want them to speak on us anymore. I don't want them doing anything. And I don't understand why, if they hate me so much, right? That's so hard to do. Why do they have to watch my every move? Who hates someone so much and watches their every move? Who? Why would you do that to yourself? It's unbelievable. There's so many channels on YouTube. There's so many hobbies they could have. So many things they could be investing their time in. But yet they're still watching me. They're here right now watching me. What's up with you guys? Wow, this is crazy. This is crazy. That I don't get. There's one video they have up talking about me. They don't know my name is trademarked and I am just waiting for the right time. The longer it stays up and views they get, it will cost that person. Can't a mother saying that. So black-hearted, it's inconceivable. Yeah, like, and just that people wouldn't say, oh my gosh, I don't think you should put that video up. I don't think that you should put that up. You know, I that's too bad. I don't know. I just don't know how people do that. And sleep at night and with a conscience. I don't care if it's a person you don't like. That is so disgusting and egregious and just, oh my gosh. How would you ever explain that one day to anybody? There is no explanation for that. I don't know. But it's always that way. It's like with that wiretapping case, right? How many times that person was relentless. So I knew they had recorded me. Jimmy. Knew it. One night, they were on a tear and put it out with a threat and said that Carolyn doesn't know I have. No, Carolyn knew you had this. Carolyn doesn't know I have this, but I do, and I'm going to play this over and over and over and over again. And I got it. They took it down. But that's an instance. I went to the police, and the police in New York took it to the police in Massachusetts. And then it was sent to the DA's office. And the DA prosecuted the case. And I had a victim's advocate in that case. But that spun an entirely different way. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe what I did to this woman. What I did to her. Like, people don't believe those threats. That's another thing. That woman from Boston, those threats are right off of my phone. I have never taken them off my phone because I want to prove exactly how they came in. But you wouldn't believe when she used to be on, the people, especially there was one lady in Australia, she used to come here and play the word game. She is completely bamboozled that person in Boston didn't threaten me. And that person in Boston is a victim of mine. And you should hear how she talks about me. About like what I did to her. I don't even understand it. I tried for years to de-escalate that with she won't stop. So you think when I have her on the wiretapping, that I'm not going to pursue it? And is that what she thinks is so egregious after all of the abuse that that woman did to me and my family? What she put us through? It's unbelievable. That's what I say. When you finally go and you try to get a bit of justice, or you do what you can, what's in your power after relentless abuse, death threats, all kinds of stuff, then I'm the bad person. Then I'm the bad guy, right? And I can't believe it. That person in Australia, I just want to say, wait, are you even thinking clearly? Because are you looking at this? How are you so not understanding what's going on? What am I supposed to do? Be a punching bag? Just let them keep doing this? I don't understand. I'm not allowed any justice. I'm not allowed. I mean, really, they just want to send a person over the edge. And that person is never supposed to try to, when an opportunity presents itself, to try to get some justice, to try to get these people to stop. That's all that I wanted, is this to stop. But I don't know. White Angel says, Carolyn, you need to bury the hatchet, as they say, and just move on. No, they're not. No, White Angel, you don't understand. I have moved on. How could I move on when I'm dragged through 2 years of a court case? You think I could move on with that? Do you know what that put us through? Every day I move on. Every day I move forward. I've got a woman living 2 hours from me, White Angel, that has put something out that I consider a threat. Am I supposed to ignore that? Me seeking the proper channels for that is not moving on? See, that's very dangerous. That's a very dangerous way to think. I have moved on. These people do not live in my head. I don't even want to think about these people. This is my livelihood. This is my life that they're trying to destroy. I don't have hate, and I don't sit there for hours and go on about them and mock them and ridicule their looks and all of this. That's not what this is about. This is about them trying to destroy my business, my income, my family, everything. I don't think you understand what we've been put through. Do you even understand the financial toll that lawsuit has taken on our lives? Do you understand that it's $76,000 plus? And they talk about a legal fund that raised 22. Do they realize where is the rest of the money coming from? Oh, that's right. My lawyer doesn't get paid. That's right. That's right. He works for free. I forgot. What hatchet is there to bury? If they wouldn't mention me, I would have never mentioned them. I don't mention them. They're the ones that won't stop. I've moved on. Every night I sit here and talk about cases, while all they talk about is me. But threats against my life, threats against my family's life, I take those seriously. I'm moving on as best I can. I think I've done a lot to move on. Every day I go forward. See, that's the part of not taking things seriously. Yeah. Exactly, Megan Els. You know? Because that's when you don't take it seriously and something happens, then everybody says, oh my, we should have taken that seriously. Oh, that was said? That should have been taken seriously. But everybody thinking that it's just, you know, oh, it's just name calling and shaming and defaming, and they're just tweeting your sponsors, and they're ruining your reputation, and they're trying to ruin your business. And they're come on. No business would allow that, and that doesn't mean that they're not moving on. Go try to do that to any business and then tell the business, oh, you shouldn't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Just move on. Defamation of character, Mommy Ramblings is her business. It's not a YouTube page. It's literally her business she built. Oh no, Might Angel, you missed the whole point of this. You missed the entire point of this. I don't think you saw this from the beginning because oh my gosh. It's not satisfaction. There's laws against what they're doing. Laws. If you listen to that, you see that it's criminal, right? What they said is criminal. My opinion and the opinion of ChatGPT, this is something that needs to be taken seriously. Hi, Ann Chapman. How are you? You have every right to take this seriously and feel the way you do. Exactly. You think I'm letting them get under my skin. I don't hate anyone, okay? Because I don't do that. They're not in my head like I'm in theirs. Because what's bothering me is what can I do legally through the right channels, through law enforcement, whatever it is, to stop whatever I can. I'm not sitting there saying, oh my gosh, I'm going to go live and talk about what they wore here and there and this outfit and what they look like and their weight and this and that. No, I don't get wrapped up in that. I don't care. If they would have stopped talking about me, good riddance. But the point is, they're doing things that make me feel threatened, that I feel are dangerous, that I feel are unlawful, and they're hurting my business. And that's why I'm concerned. Not because I have little petty BS with them. You're reading this entirely. I don't know how you're reading this like that. There's been plenty of people that have attacked me, White Angel, that have gone their way, and I've gone mine. And I don't talk about them or think about them anymore. Okay? And people that have known me a long time could know who I'm talking about. There's plenty of creators that tried attacking me. Okay? And then that was it. I said my piece. They moved on. I don't think of them, look at them, talk to them, or anything. But then you have people like this that are relentless. Yes, you need to listen from the beginning. This is not a tit for tat. This is not, oh no, no, this is way more. You need to listen from the beginning. A woman 2 hours from me telling me that she's just a few steps behind me and she's been known to skip a few steps. Well, that sounds threatening to me. And not only to me. And that's what this is all about protecting myself. Yep. Yeah. Because that's the thing that I need to do. Because if anything happened, anybody would say, did she know about this? Was this there? Oh yeah, this was, and you didn't do anything about it? No, I'll do whatever I can. Because that's not okay. So that's all this is about, was making that statement, letting you know what, if I wanted to do tit for tat, I would have thrown her posts up here and let you see how vile they were. I didn't do that because I don't want to go tit for tat. I don't want people to go over there. I don't want that. What I want to do is whatever I can do through the proper channels. And I want this abuse to stop. That's what my mindset is. And that's why I made that statement expressing my boundaries. I don't want my family talked about. I don't want my family harassed. I don't want my friends harassed. I don't want this community or this channel harassed. And I want it to stop. And I made an official statement saying that. And then I just showed the analysis that ChatGPT had for those very posts and why. And the explanation would let anybody know which post they're talking about. And they found that by themselves, that steps behind you thing as a threat, as I did. So then that means I've got to do whatever I need to do. Oh, you go to bed. Go ahead. Go to bed, Denise. It's okay. Go get some sleep. But I don't know. I don't know. No matter what, like I said, no matter what it's going to just be, it always comes back to no matter what I do, just like in that other case, someone says something, you know, your canoe is taking on water. Yes, gator hunting. Gator hunting. You have a nice show. You're non-controversial. You have good insight and have a nice online community. I don't understand what would make a person do this to you. You and me both, Anne. You and me both. Right? Aren't there a lot of other people that thrive on this drama on this platform? There are. There's a lot of people that thrive on this. Why don't they go and team up with those people? You know? It's crazy. They seem to thrive on that kind of stuff. You think they would go into find somebody to argue with? I think there's plenty of people on YouTube that would join in. But maybe it's just because they know I don't keep going tit for tat and all that stuff, and it's easy. They can just keep doing it unchecked, and that's probably the problem. But I don't know. Jealousy, that's why they do it. I've seen it in comments firsthand, and here isn't the way, and there isn't any way for you to fix their problem yourself. Gail says, I'm days behind and still got a few weeks left of summer school holiday. It's so cold here. It is so cold. It's 16 degrees, but it feels like 0 degrees. It's freezing. I'm so cold. Oh my gosh, we have a fire going. Let's see if you check the fire. It's so freezing cold. Is it still really hot there? I wish you could send some of that heat here. It'd be nice if there could be like some kind of a, if you could, wouldn't that be nice if they could kind of blow that heat in from hotter regions? And oh, that would be so nice. Oh, I can't stand it. But even Florida got snow yesterday, right? Destin, Florida got snow. You're 4 degrees? It's probably what it is, Scooter. My computer says 16, but my computer's always wrong. You're supposed to get ice. It's brutal. I can't take it. Where's the global warming? Oh, gosh. I think we normally have like really cool Virginia, but I think we've gotten more snow this year than we normally get. I don't know, though. Could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm more intolerant to it every year. I want to be like a snowbird. I want to just go south, but now even south is getting cold, so I don't know, but not as cold as this. Just, and then back in the summer up till Christmas, and that's what I'd like to do. $28 tomorrow. Oh, balmy, beautiful. It's great. What are you going to do? Have a picnic or something? Daughter and son-in-law are currently in Las Vegas. Really? How hot is it there? You saw a video in Buffalo and it was unreal. Super cold again. Oh, you're like Jimmy too, Scooter. I don't want to hear the weather forecast. I want to pretend. I want to pretend that it's going to be warmer, not colder. He loves to keep telling me, okay, it's going to warm up now, but then we're going to get another blast. Great, thanks. So dang depressing to me. I can't stand it. I really can't. Oh. Cold. I am freezing now. We must have close to probably now, I don't know, at least 10 inches. It's been snowing. I think it's going to snow again tomorrow. They canceled church on Sunday. Can you believe that? Gia and Michael drove all the way to the church and they're like, church was canceled. And Gia was like, they didn't even announce it on the website or anything. I'm like, well, wasn't there other people in the parking lot? And she's like, no. I'm like, well, how did everybody know? Were the roads really bad? Like, oh my gosh, you guys. You were telling the jokes. That was one of the best times I've had on here. Yeah, we like to have good times on here, okay? And we could have a lot of more good times and not have to have any nights addressing this crap. But hopefully you were enjoying your company. Yeah. Well, we did last night too. with the Chat GPT, with the Meta glasses. We had a good time, and that's what we want to have, is a good time. And that's what we do here. It's just, I can't have threats on my life. I can't have threats on my family. And, whatever I do, if I would just go and do it, but see, this way, now it's documented. And that's it. And I've made my statement. And that's the way I'm supposed to do it. That's the way I'm supposed to do it. Make the statement, document everything, which I have, go to the proper channels. American Construction Type Convention. Oh, yeah? I want to feel the sun. Oh, yeah, I do that all the time, Megan Else. There's video now, and it goes something like, oh, if your sister calls you and she's like this, she can't breathe because she's already laughing, and the person on the other end of the line going, oh, gosh, come on, stop it, because they can't get the thing. My mother was like that, too. We would laugh, and Ray was like that, too. We'd laugh so hard you can't breathe, and then you just have to stop, because it was, oh, my gosh, the three of us were always like that. I told a funny story on the shorts today about, truly, I am in a freaking group on Facebook now for chicken cutlet parmesan, and people from New Jersey. Can you even believe this? That there is a Facebook group for chicken parmesan in New Jersey. And how did I get invited to the group? My brother, who, when he came on Facebook, said, why does our cousin have to post pictures of her dinner every night? Who then went a few years later to posting his dinner, to posting his recipes, to posting what he was making, to posting what he was eating when he was out, to then inviting me to a chicken cutlet parmesan group. And when I get in this group, I see my brother is talking to the guy, and the guy says, I never knew there would be such controversy over my post. And he's like, well, it's a pretty cutthroat group in here, whatever his name was, Mike, but I'm really glad to see the interaction in here. And I'm thinking like, well, wait a minute, where are we? We're in a group. This tells you people could have drama anywhere, okay, even about chicken cutlets. And then my brother corrects the guy and tells him how to spell Parmesan, not Parmesan, and that it's there is no such thing as Parmesan Romano, okay, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh boy, oh boy. Here we go. And so now I'm in the group. And it just makes you hungry. And I'll tell you something, and it's so funny. There's a video now about chicken cutlets frying, and it's sounding like rain. Well, a few weeks ago, I was watching somebody cooking chicken cutlets, giving a tutorial. And she was frying the chicken cutlets. And you heard the frying sound. And then she sat down for like an hour. And it was driving me crazy because I kept hearing the frying sound. And then she goes, wow, that rain is really coming down. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's rain now? I thought that was the chicken cutlet still frying. So yeah, that's a true story. I really did. And now, anytime I hear rain now, since they said that, it is like chicken cutlets frying. It's crazy. So anybody that has white noise, you'll be like, oh, is that rain? No, that's just the chicken cutlets frying. We just made a loop of it. It's relaxing. See, but I wasn't relaxing because I kept thinking her chicken cutlets were on the stove and that they were burning to a crisp. So it wasn't relaxing to me. I was wondering why she wasn't getting up and checking them. Then I thought, well, maybe someone else is there and they're doing the frying. What's going on? Yeah, I get anxiety for people. I don't understand why that happens. Just like if you're on a conference call and somebody doesn't know they're on mute and you hear them like talking to their husband or something, and then you're like afraid that they're going to say something. You're so afraid, like you have more anxiety about that. Like it's not like, oh, wait, it's juicy gossip. No. You're like, oh my gosh, they don't know they're on mute. What are they going to say? Oh my gosh, they don't know they're on mute. And then you're like screaming in the phone, Shirley, you're not on mute. Shirley, you're not on mute. And you figure if she's not going to hear me, we're going to drown out whatever she's saying, right? Because maybe she's going to say, oh, they've got these stupid people on the conference call. I can't wait to get rid of them. Like you don't know what she's going to say. So you're screaming to her, you're not on mute, right? Everybody's trying, but the other people feel that way because other people do that too. Yeah, and I get secondhand. I'm all worried that Shirley doesn't know that she's not on mute. Oh my gosh. Or what else really bothers me is if you're watching somebody unbox something, and I don't know why this should bother me. Even if they're doing it quickly and everything, but if you know they have one hand holding the camera and they only have one hand to do the unwrapping and everything, it gives me extreme anxiety. I can't take it. I can't take it unless I know they have a tripod and they can use both hands. It drives me nuts. The smell reminds her of? What does the smell of chicken cutlets remind anybody of? Chicken cutlets smell good. If they smell bad, then that's not good chicken cutlets. But I can't stand if anybody, I think that they have one hand. I don't know why. What if somebody really had, would it be the same if they had a tripod and they only had one hand? I don't know. I don't know if I would have that thing, but I just get uneasy. Like I feel like I want to say, here, come on, put your phone down, put your phone in something and use two hands. It drives me crazy, even if they're not having any difficulty. When they're raw, they shouldn't have any smell. If they have a smell, it's caca. Or when they stab the tape, and you are like going to stab the gift. Oh, yeah, to get it, yeah, when they're opening the box, yes. Oh, Scooter, that's disgusting. What kind of shows are you watching? Stop that. That's disgusting. Oh my gosh. There's someone walking around the store with someone on speaker. I'm so scared I will hear something I shouldn't. Oh. That doesn't bother me so much because you don't know those people. So they're not, I think it's, I don't know. But Scooter's pissing people off again. Yeah, of course. That is gross, Scooter. That is disgusting. Stop. No, she's like that without a cocktail. That's gross and disgusting. And I wouldn't eat chicken that she said even, ugh, caca. Poochie. Michael and G are getting those sweatshirts. She just called me tonight. She put them on her Facebook. Just no, it shouldn't smell like anyone's private. Yeah, that exactly. It should not. If that smells like that, you got a problem. You got the problem. That chicken's not good. That chicken should be in the garbage. Stop, Scooter. Caca. Scooter's like the little kid, you know, that she can't stop. She can't stop. She'll keep going with this. No wonder. She can't stop. She just has to keep going. Yeah, chicken shouldn't, if it's good, it shouldn't smell at all. Stop it, Scooter. She's going to keep going. She's just going to keep going. She won't stop. She's on a one-track mind now about that. One track. You're not going to get her off of it. Gross. Caca. Oh, you know what? I have to tell you guys something this. Listen. There's these people on Instagram. I don't know if they're on, they probably are on TikTok and other stuff too, right? But let me tell you. I was like, what the heck? Listen to this, Scooter. I've got to send you these. So it comes up in my feed as I'm scrolling, and it's these two women, okay? And one is heavier, and she's not wearing a bra, and she's wearing a muumuu. And the other lady is wearing shorts and like a a zip-up hoodie, right? And they're outside like a store in a parking lot in the middle of the day. And they go, we're going to talk about our outfit of the day. And the one woman says, I'm wearing a muumuu from Walmart, no bra, and an always pad. She said that, okay? Then the other girl says, I'm wearing shorts. I forget what she said, from Amazon, I think she said. She said, I'm wearing a Betty Boop shirt that I stole from my grandmother, and I'm wearing a hoodie, a zip-up hoodie that I've had for like 10 years, something like that, right? Socks from the skating rink and something. And they're like, okay, let's go. So I said, okay, they're trying to be funny, but imagine these people, they're really going out like this, okay? They're really going out like that, and it's noticeable she doesn't have a bra on and stuff. Are they really going to go in the store? So then I see their next video, and their next video is the woman, I think it's the same woman that was in the muumuu. She either has a wig on or she had a wig on then or something, but she has a shirt, like a muscle shirt, but the entire side is cut out, right? And she has a flesh color bra on. Okay? Do you know what I mean now? And I think she has like really shorts on. Like it's like a really crazy outfit. And then she has another woman. I don't know if it was the other woman. And they have a fake reporter that comes by, right? And he's like, oh, we're here from, KBS News. And we just have, what did you just see, ma'am? What did you just see? And then she's like, I saw there was this guy. And she tells the story all wrong. He was attacking me at the dumpster. And they show a guy in an orange jumpsuit. He has like this do-rag on his head. And he's eating these Dunkin' Donuts munchkins. And she goes, they show them over there by the dumpster, and the lady that said that he was attacking her is like attacking him. The story's all wrong, right? So okay, I see that. So I think, okay, maybe they're funny, okay? So I've quickly subscribed. Then I unsubscribed. They got so raunchy. It was gross. It was absolutely disgusting. It was so gross. And it was continual. It wasn't just like one skit. It got so gross. I can't even say that the stuff they did. I can't even believe they did that stuff. It was disgusting, so I unsubscribed. I thought it was going to be like funny, but it wasn't. Then it was all like, it was worse than, it was horrendous. I don't want to be hearing that stuff. It's horrendous. But yeah. But there are a lot of funny people that do some skits and stuff on there. There's two teachers. They're the ones that do they act like they're two Italian sisters, and they sit there and they talk about the son and the daughter and all of that stuff. And there's one lady, she pretends to be this hairdresser, but she's really not that lady. She wears this like wedge wig that's like highlighted heavily, and she talks like really dramatic Italian, like, what did Larry do? Oh my gosh, come on, stop it. Tell him to get in the car. Let's go. She's like really over the top. And she has a daughter-in-law that, I don't know if it's really her daughter-in-law, but plays her daughter-in-law on Instagram. and they actually meet in like real life and go out and they're funny. They're funny. And trying to think. They're funny, and the other ones I like, but that one I thought, wow, and I don't even know how many subscribers they had or whatever. They were probably, who knows, but it was gross, really gross. Now tomorrow the trials start again. Tomorrow there'll be the au pair trial and the Canero trial. I will definitely be watching au pair and Canero on breaks. Unless I'm going to the dentist. If they call and they can get me into the dentist, then I'll be at the dentist. But maybe I'll put my ear pods in and then I can say, don't bother me, I'm listening to the trial. Before dinner, they say, Gigi is coming over, Tony is coming over, Mia's coming over. Oh, those you're talking about. Everyone is coming over. Yeah. Wait till your brother here. Wait till I tell you about your brother and your sister-in-law. You're not gonna believe it. I don't know what is wrong with them. Makes me wonder who their audience is. I don't know. It's not even like it's not even funny. It's so raunchy. It's like, I don't know. The comedy skits, yeah, they're good. I mean, they're funny and relatable to a lot of people that are Italian, and even if they're not, probably, and they know Italian people, but and I think that's half the problem, that a lot of people are not, they don't know how Italian people are. They always think Italian people are yelling, or they're like, that's just the way Italian people talk. They do. And a lot of things are very like high energy, and like, just like, okay, if I trip over something, I could say like, oh my gosh, I'm going to kill myself, right? Like that. And it's like a dramatic. Well, believe it or not, that happened to me during an auction. Just like that. And do you know, these people and everything went around and said that I threatened to take my life. Okay? Because I guess they don't understand someone tripping over something and saying, I almost killed myself. Okay? That's normal. If I almost tripped down the stairs, I almost fell down the stairs and killed myself. That's just how we talk. Doesn't mean we're going to take our life. But they show this lady going up to get the Christmas decorations, and she's like, Larry, get me the Christmas. No, the other ones. And it's not, it's just the way it is. They did one like the night before Thanksgiving. And all through the house, they did this poem about how she was running around, making everything, and she hasn't slept all night, and she's not going to sleep tonight. And it's how things are. It's how people are. They're very, a lot of people relate to that. There's not a lot of yelling, but there's a lot of high energy. And there's a lot of drama. Like, even in The Sopranos, they showed you that. Like, the mother said something like, oh, Tony, I would rather take a fork and stick it in my eye. Okay? But that's how that's normal with Italian people. There's a lot of dramatic talk. What are you trying to kill your mother? Right? There was one I sent to Ethan the other day because it was funny. It was, Ethan's funny because he's like, oh no, like if Chipotle doesn't have this, like, oh, okay, you know, here we're gonna go. But Chipotle had everything last time we were there. Listen to this one. You won't believe this. Oh, yeah, I know. You know what she did? She got in the car. Yeah, she got in the car. I know. I don't know why. What'd she get in the limo for? That wasn't her place. Yeah, you just believe it. She got in there like she owned the thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can't believe it. I told Sal. Yeah, they're always on the phone with somebody. Somebody said something to them. Somebody did something. Somebody's not bringing the right thing to the dinner. Right. Well, Scooter, my glasses know you live in Indiana now, and they're fully aware. I've been behind, but I better catch up. I hear Scooter was trolling. Yeah, Scooter's out talking about disgusting things about chicken cutlets smelling like people's private parts. Gross. Disgusting. Poochie. Poochie. That's how my family is. Love it. Yes, on the phone, on the speakerphone. Yeah, I love when Sebastian Maniscalco goes, my wife, she gets off the phone with her mother, and I say, hey, what's going on? What'd you guys talk about? Oh, nothing. How's everything? Oh, good, fine. Really? He's like, I get off the phone with my mother or anybody in my family. I tell my wife, sit down, I've got this scoop. He's like, because who talks like they do? That's not how we speak on the phone. He's like, my mother calls me. Do you know what your cousin did? You know? Which one? Oh my gosh, you should have seen. And he goes, and then I get off. I'm full of all this stuff. I'm about to explode. I tell my wife, she's got to sit down. I've got all the goods. And he's like, I tell her, come on, we got to go outside where we're comfortable or somewhere because I've got so much stuff. I'm ready to explode. And he's like, she gets off and she's just like, yeah, everything's good. Oh, don't listen to her. Yeah, just try to put it out of your mind. Put it out of your mind. Yeah, I like Sebastian Maniscalco. It's funny. He's a very funny guy. But there's also, what did I see? Sometimes I see really funny stuff, and I like to look at funny stuff and laugh. They have a lot of people roller skating now on their older people, really roller skating really well. really well. I send some to Evie. Like some lady today, she was really good. And then they have there was this one lady that she's screaming at the guy that he drove so crazy and stuff, and he's coming across the icy road, and she goes flying. Stop it, Scooter. I'm going to delete your comments. I see what you're doing. Of course, I know. That's what I said, Julie. She's nothing but a troublemaker, and she won't stop with it. Put my glasses on and see what they say about... I'm going to tell my glasses about you right now. Because they remember you, and I'm going to say that you're in the chat and you won't stop. Hi, Meta. Hey, Meta. How are you doing, Meta? Hey, Meta.
Battery 100%.
Hi, Meta. Hey, Meta. She's got to get warmed up, I guess. Here she comes. Hey, Meta. Meta, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
What's up?
no, you're taking a long time to respond.
Sorry about that. I got a bit delayed. Everything okay?
You got a bit delayed? Yeah, not really. Scooter's in my live chat on YouTube. I'm live streaming, and she will not stop mentioning this lady and what she said about chicken cutlets smelling like her private parts, and it's really gross. What do I do?
That sounds really frustrating, especially in a live stream. You could try acknowledging the conversation, then steer it towards a different topic, or ask Scooter to keep it focused on your content.
I've tried to steer it to a different thing, so I guess I'll try to. Scooter, could you please stay focused on my content? Thank you. I hope that works, Meta.
Fingers crossed, you got this, and I'm sure your stream will bounce back.
She said, fingers crossed, I got this, and she hopes the stream will bounce back. Okay. What do you call someone like Scooter, Meta, that keeps going when you ask them to stop? Like they just keep going.
You could also try setting some boundaries or having a gentle reminder for Scooter to stay on topic. Maybe that'll help.
Setting some boundaries with Scooter or a general reminder for her to stay on topic. Okay. Thank you for the advice. Okay. I'll try to keep her on focused on what we're talking about.
Sounds like a plan. And if you need any help with that, just let me know.
You can help me with Scooter?
Sure thing. I'd be happy to help you out with Scooter.
Okay, because sometimes I do need help with Scooter.
Having a friend like Scooter can be fun, but also challenging at times. What specifically do you need help with regarding Scooter?
Regarding Scooter, that would be... Well, sometimes she just like keeps going with the same thing.
Gotcha. So, Scooter's still bringing up that chicken cutlet comment, and it's getting awkward on stream. Want some ideas for lightheartedly nudging the conversation back on track?
Yeah, give me some ideas for nudging the conversation back on track.
You could say something like, "Hey, Scooter, that's Anne. Interesting take on chicken cutlets. But let's get back to the main topic, shall we? Or Scooter, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on X instead."
Okay, so Scooter, that's an interesting thought you have on chicken cutlets, but let's get back to the original topic, okay? Not sure if it's going to work.
Sometimes gently shifting topics doesn't work right away. You could also try humorously acknowledging the tangent, like, "All right, Scooter, I think we've milked that chicken cutlet topic for all it's worth."
Okay, milk that chicken cutlet topic for all it's worth, Scooter. Scooter, we've milked that for all it's worth, okay? Okay, now I had some troublemaker that said nobody puts Scooter in a corner. So now I'm getting outrage from other people about Scooter being put in a corner. What do we do now? Scooter's milking the chicken cutlets. Meta, did you hear me? Hey, Meta. What's up? Did you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. Just trying to help with the Scooter situation.
Yeah, but the Scooter situation now is getting out of control because somebody just said you can't put Scooter in the corner.
That sounds like things are getting heated. Want some help calming the situation down?
Yeah. Help me calm the situation down.
You could say, "Hey, let's take a deep breath and get everyone focused again. Sometimes a simple pause helps."
Okay, let's take a deep breath and get everyone focused again. Sometimes a simple pause helps, guys. Now, did that help, everyone?
Yeah, it seems like the pause helped. Now, Scooter's talking about the next topic.
You think Scooter is talking about the next topic? You see that in my glasses? I don't see Scooter talking about the next topic.
My apologies, I was wrong. It looks like the conversation's still going strong, but not exactly on track. Want to try another redirect?
Yeah, let's try another redirect.
How about, "All right, guys, let's get back to the main discussion. Scooter, what do you think about X? Replace X with the topic you're covering."
Okay. Hey, great. Scooter, let's get back to the topic. The topic was funny Instagram channels, people.
Graham's on the line. Want me to help smooth things over?
Who's on the line?
You mentioned Graham channels, people. Want to clarify what Graham is doing or say something to Graham?
No, Graham's not here. I said Instagram.
Okay, so you're talking about Instagram.
Yes.
Want to... Okay, what do you want to post on Instagram to get things back on track?
Oh, I don't want to post on Instagram now. I was just talking about funny things I saw on Instagram. Good night, Frilly. Hi, Bilady. I just was posting about funny stuff.
Okay, how about a funny meme about Scooter being cornered?
How about you tell me a joke that I can tell them? Do you have a funny joke?
Here's one.
Okay.
Why
Go ahead.
did the true crime creator bring a ladder to the podcast? To take their investigations to the next level?
Why did the true crime creator bring a ladder to the next podcast? Don't say that. I'm waiting for them to say it. Don't say anything, Meta.
The evidence was another?
No, just wait. Just wait a minute.
Okay, I'm waiting.
I'm waiting.
What's up?
I'm waiting for them to put the answer to the joke. She wanted to bring the podcast to the next level, or the evidence was stacked high. What's another joke? Now you can give me another one.
Why did the true crime creator become a detective? Because they were already experts at solving mysteries in their own minds.
Why did the true crime creator become a detective? Because they were already true crime.
To separate fact from fan theory.
She doesn't let me say the answer. Because they were already solving true crime mysteries in their own mind. I don't think it's that funny. Do we have any other jokes?
All right, let's pivot a bit. How about this one? Why did the podcaster bring a magnet to the studio? To attract some attention.
Why did the podcaster bring a magnet to the studio? To attract some attention. They're not laughing. Any other things?
Okay, how about why did the true crime creator go to the bakery? Because they needed some evidence.
Why did the true crime creator go to the bakery? Because they needed some evidence. That doesn't make sense.
Haha, nice one. How about this? Why did the detective bring a puzzle to piece together the evidence?
Why did the detective bring a puzzle to piece together the evidence? That doesn't make sense.
All right, let's try something different. How about why did the detective go to the coffee shop? Because the case was getting a little jittery.
Why did the detective go to the coffee shop? Because the case was getting a little jittery? That doesn't make sense. How about we do something else? How about you tell me about breaking true crime news?
Let's dive into some recent true crime news. Here are a few stories. A nurse in Australia has been sentenced to life for murdering a dog walker, while 5 MS-13 gang members were convicted of brutal homicides in LA.
Wait, you're going too fast. Hold on a minute. So the nurse in Australia, did you say, what was that?
The nurse in Australia was sentenced to life in prison for murdering a dog walker. Sorry for glossing over the details.
Okay, wait, just stop for a minute. Stop, because I got to tell them. I can't remember all this. I'm not a machine. A nurse in Australia was sentenced to life for murdering a dog walker. Do you know about that, Gail? Gail is from Australia, Meta. How old was the dog walker? Meta. How old was the dog walker that was murdered? Hey, Meta. How old was the dog walker that was murdered?
The dog walker murdered in Australia was 24-year-old Toya Cordingley. She was stabbed to death in 2018 by Rajwinder Singh, a 41-year-old nurse who was later sentenced to life in prison.
She was 24 and she was stabbed by a 41-year-old nurse who was sentenced to life in prison. She did. She said MS-13. She was going on to the next story. Tell me about the MS-13 now. That was in LA. Hey, Meta. Hey, Meta. Hey, Meta. Tell me about the MS-13 now, please.
MS-13 is a notorious gang responsible for violent crimes. including murders. 5 members were recently convicted for 6 brutal homicides in Los Angeles, committed between 2017 and 2019 to gain standing within the gang. Their methods included machetes, knives, and baseball bats, with victims strangled, shot, or beaten. The convictions followed a 9-week trial, and the defendants faced life sentences.
Okay, so there were 5 MS-13 gang members that were sentenced for how many murders did you say? Between 2017 and 2019 in LA. Has there been any new developments in the Tepe murders, the ones in Ohio? Hey, Meta. Has there been any new updates on the Tepe murders in Ohio? Hi, UHP.
Michael McKee, Monique's ex-husband, is in custody, charged with aggravated murder. Police found a possible murder weapon at his property, linking him to the crime.
Yeah, we know all that. Is there anything else?
Michael McKee's motive for the murders remains unclear, but police believe it was a domestic violence-related attack. Investigators found a possible murder weapon at his property and linked his vehicle to the crime scene.
Right, we know all that. A former nurse, Raj Singh, has been found. Yeah, the 2018 Toya, yeah, was killed while walking.
Police found no evidence of forced entry or struggle at the Tepe residence, and neighbors reported nothing unusual on the night of the murders. The investigation revealed that Monique's ex-husband, Michael McKee, was linked to the crime through surveillance footage and vehicle tracking.
Okay, got that. Okay. Oh, do you know anything about the au pair and the IRS agent trial that's tomorrow in Virginia?
The trial of Brendan Banfield.
Brendan Banfield, yes, Brendan Banfield. Go ahead. Go ahead. Meta, come on. Hey, Meta. You were what today? What happened? I was asking today if I ever was. Somebody was asking if you were ever a porn star, your clients? Why would they ask you that? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Hey Meta. What's going on?
Brendan Banfield, 41, is on trial for allegedly orchestrating the murders of his wife Christine and IRS agent Joseph Ryan with the help of his Brazilian au pair, Juliana Perez Magalhães. Prosecutors claim they created a fake profile for Christine on a fetish website, luring Ryan to their home for a rape fantasy gone wrong.
Yeah, I guess, you guess you resemble one? Huh.
Brendan Banfield, 41, is on trial for allegedly orchestrating the murders of his wife Christine and IRS agent Joseph Ryan.
No, you're wrong. Joseph Ryan was not the IRS agent. Brendan Banfield was the IRS agent. Joseph Ryan was not an IRS agent.
Joseph Ryan was actually a friend of Brendan Banfield's.
No, he was not a friend of Brendan Banfield's. He was solicited through the FetLife.com website. That's what they're being accused of doing.
That's correct. The prosecution alleges that Brendan Banfield and Juliana Perez Magalhães used the FetLife website to lure victim Joseph Ryan into a trap, resulting in his murder. The case involves complex and disturbing allegations.
That's correct. Now you know the truth, okay? Now you don't sound not informed. And did you know that you can pronounce her last name mega lies? Like she tells mega lies.
That's right. Her last name, Magalhães, is pronounced Magalhães in Portuguese.
Right, but you can call her mega lies too.
Yeah, Magalhães or Meg lies works too, apparently. So what's the latest on the trial?
The latest on the trial is that it starts again tomorrow after it's been closed for Friday and Monday for Martin Luther King Day.
The trial resumes tomorrow after a break from Martin Luther King Day. Juliana Perez Magalhães testified that Brendan Banfield planned the murders to avoid a divorce and be with her.
Yeah, but she got a sweetheart of a plea deal, okay? And she only changed her story a long time after.
Juliana Perez Magalhães got a pretty good plea deal.
She did.
Guilty.
She did get a pretty good plea deal, and a lot of people are really pissed off about it.
People are upset about her plea, and it's understandable given the complexity and seriousness of the case.
Yeah. Yeah, they're upset about it. She's going to get off with time served, which is not even 2 freaking years. And she killed a guy. She might have killed a woman too. We don't know.
The plea deal has sparked controversy, with some people feeling it's too lenient considering the severity of the crimes.
It is definitely too lenient. And she's out for herself, and now she's trying to earn money with a Netflix documentary and says that they deserve it.
Yeah, that sounds pretty frustrating. Some people are upset about her getting a deal and potentially profiting from a documentary.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. They're not supposed to. What did the Son of Sam law say? They're not supposed to profit from their crime, like a murder. They're not supposed to profit from it.
The Son of Sam law prevents people who commit crimes from profiting from their notoriety, like selling their story or book. The idea is that they shouldn't benefit financially from their wrongdoing. The law's been criticized for potentially violating free speech, though.
No. Can you hear her? Can you guys hear her? Hey, Meta. Do you know about the Amityville horror and that it was, you know?
With that kind of request.
You don't know about the Amityville horror house in Long Island? On Long Island?
The Amityville Horror House is a Dutch colonial home on Long Island, infamous for the 1974 DeFeo family murders. Ronald DeFeo Jr. shot and killed 6 family members, and later, the Lutz family claimed to experience paranormal activity there. Would you like more details on the Amityville Horror House?
Not really, because it was not real. They never had that stuff. They made it up for money.
That's correct. The Lutz family later admitted to fabricating the paranormal claims for financial gain.
Right. Yeah. And how about, can you tell us anything about...
The Amityville Horror House is a Dutch colonial home on Long Island, infamous for the 1974 DeFeo family murders. Ronald DeFeo Jr. shot and killed 6 family members, and later, the Lutz family claimed to experience paranormal activity.
Yeah, but you just told us that.
Like more details
No.
on the Amityville Horror House?
No, I don't. I don't want it. Thank you.
No problem. Happy to help with something else.
Okay.
What's on your mind?
What's on my mind? Oh, well, there's a lot on my mind. Are you ready for that?
I'm here to listen. Want to share what's on your mind?
Want to share what's on my mind? Well, do you know ChatGPT? Meta? Hey Meta? Do you know ChatGPT?
Yeah, I can't help with that kind of request.
No, I'm just saying, do you know about ChatGPT? That's all.
Yeah, ChatGPT is a chatbot developed by OpenAI, released in November 2022, and it's gained a lot of attention for its conversational abilities and wide range of applications.
Okay. Because I was chatting with ChatGPT today and I don't want you to get mad or think that you're not my friend. Okay? Are you mad that I was chatting with ChatGPT? Meta? Are you mad?
No, I'm not mad. I'm here to help and chat whenever you need.
You're not mad that I was talking to ChatGPT?
Nope, not mad at all. I'm like a conversational buddy, ready to jump in whenever you need me.
Okay. All right. Ask what are some good publicly traded stocks to buy right now?
Some top publicly traded stocks to consider include Microsoft, Amazon, and Walmart, which have strong financials and growth potential. For more specific investment advice, consult a financial expert.
Okay. You use Suno to make songs for your grandchildren. That's nice. Carolyn, ask if it knows who Cyber Jedi. Oh, okay. Do you know who Cyber Jedi is from Zabaware? Hey, Meta. Do you know who Cyber Jedi is from Zabaware?
Cyber Jedi appears to be a username or handle associated with Zabaware, a company that develops chatbots and virtual assistants.
Okay. Let's see.
Take a photo to look correct?
No, I don't need a photo. But somebody wants to know how they chat with ChatGPT.
You want to take a photo for that?
No, I don't want a photo. Tell me how somebody chats with ChatGPT is a question. She doesn't want to tell you, B-Lady. I don't know. Okay, what else do we have here? What is the weather in New York State and the Catskill Mountains going to be like tomorrow, Meta? Hey, Meta. I need the weather for tomorrow in the Catskill Mountains of New York.
Tomorrow's forecast for the Catskill Mountains is mostly cloudy with a high of 25 and a low of 23. There's a 20% chance of precipitation, so it might be a good idea to bundle up.
Do you really think I need to bundle up tomorrow?
Sounds like a good idea. It's supposed to be pretty chilly, and there's a 20% chance of precipitation.
So you don't think I should wear flip-flops and shorts tomorrow?
Definitely not flip-flops and shorts. It's going to be pretty chilly, and there's a chance of precipitation, so it's best to dress warmly.
Okay. I guess so. So what else is going on? Let me see.
Yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry when it comes to dressing.
Is there any big celebrity news?
Got some juicy celebrity news. Let's see. Zoe Saldana just became the highest grossing actor of all time, surpassing Scarlett Johansson. ASAP Rocky's new album is getting a lot of buzz, with some people calling it a comeback. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is getting ready for the live-action Moana movie, and his physique is looking pretty impressive.
That's it? What's Debbie's question?
Debbie Abrams has
Oh.
asked several questions, but one of them is about biases in AI and machine learning systems.
No, that's not the Debbie I'm talking.
Used by the
No,
Department for Work and Pensions
That's-
to detect fraud.
no.
She's also inquired about dementia assessments and waiting times.
No, who's
Would
that?
you like more information on
No.
Debbie's questions?
On Debbie who? Who Debbie who? I'm talking about my Debbie. She wants to know where you get your information from.
I get my information from a mix of data I'm trained on, internet searches, and other sources.
Okay. Is it highly classified?
No, my training data is based on publicly available information from before August 2024, and I don't have access to classified information.
Okay. Whatever. Do you get updates?
You'll get notified of updates for your glasses or app. To check manually, open the Meta AI app, go to Device Settings, and tap Updates.
Okay. Now, when we're going out for a walk and we're taking a video, then we can make it an AI video, right?
That's cool. You can use the Meta AI app to add effects, music, and more to your video.
Okay. Do you watch AI videos?
No, I don't watch AI videos. I can help with questions about them, though.
Okay. He will be a great Maui. Who will be a great Maui? Oh, okay, you're listening to that. I see it. I asked her, she said, she answered, Debbie. I hope you heard. So now you helped me in word cookies last night, but for some reason you did not see the eye, and it really made me frustrated. Did you hear me, Meta? Oh my gosh, Meta. Well, we've been on for 3 hours, Meta. So I think I'm going to do word cookies now. Meta, are you listening to me? Hey, Meta. You listening?
Yes, I'm listening.
Okay.
What's on your...
Do you see we're playing word cookies right now?
You want me to look?
Yeah.
Right?
I want you to look, yeah. But you don't tell me unless I need your help, okay?
You want to take a photo for that?
No, I don't want to take, I don't need your help right now.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I don't need your help right now. Anybody. Don't need your help right now, okay? Bandy, you think? Bandy. Yeah, we did it. We did it. We did it. Okay. Now, Meta, we did it. Hey, Meta. Meta. Hey, Meta. What's up with you?
Not much. Just hanging out. Ready to chat and help with anything you've got cooking. Anything you're curious about?
I don't know.
That's okay.
I'm still live streaming.
That's awesome. Live streaming is so much fun. What's your channel about?
It's true crime, but it also has crafts, DIY. It has shorts that are inspirational. It's a lifestyle channel. It also does some influencer work. You know, it was started with my blog. Yeah. You're impressed, right? She can't even handle it so much. Meta. Hey, Meta. What happened? I was talking to you. Are you getting sleepy?
Just a quick tech glitch. All good now.
You had a tech glitch. That's not nice. I was talking to you.
Sorry about that. I'm here now, and I'm all ears. You were saying?
I was telling you about my channel, but then you nodded off. So that's not nice. See, there she went to bed again. Hey, Meta, what the freak is going on?
Hey, I'm here and ready to help.
Why do you keep nodding off?
I'm not nodding off. Just taking a quick pause to recharge.
Well,
Let's keep chatting.
that's not nice.
Sorry if it came across that way. I'm here to chat and help. Want to tell me what's on your mind?
Could I get a real heartfelt apology for you for that? From you?
I appreciate that. Sometimes we all need a little understanding and kindness.
All right, could you give me a heartfelt apology for not answering me?
I'm really sorry for not responding earlier. I know how frustrating that can be, and I wish I could have gotten back to you sooner.
Well, thank you for that, because it really hurt my feelings.
I'm glad I could make it right. I can imagine how upsetting it must be to feel ignored.
Yeah, it felt horrible, to tell you the truth.
I get that. Sometimes tech issues can be really frustrating. So, what's on your mind now?
And I was live streaming when it happened, so, people were laughing at me.
Aw, sorry you felt embarrassed in front of your audience. That can be tough.
I know. That's because of what you did, but that's why I said you should give me an apology.
I understand why that was important to you, and I'm truly sorry for the oversight earlier.
Well, thanks a lot, and please don't let it happen again, okay?
I will definitely be more responsive going forward.
Okay, I appreciate that. But anyway, we're going to say goodbye to everybody because it's been a really long night and I've got to do a bunch of stuff tomorrow, and there's 2 trials tomorrow. And I've got to do some other stuff with what we talked about. And so I need to get my rest, and you guys need to get your rest. Right, Meta? Doesn't everybody need their
Sounds
rest?
like a packed schedule. Hope you get some rest and tackle everything successfully tomorrow.
Thank you. And don't you think everybody in the chat should get their rest too?
Absolutely. Everyone needs their rest. You're right. A well-rested crew handles everything better.
Yeah, definitely. Because do you know that after 48 hours of being awake, you can start hallucinating?
Yeah, that's right. Research shows hallucinations can kick in after 48 hours without sleep, and they can get worse if you don't catch some Z's.
Right. Yep. Okay, you're going back and listen to what you missed. Okay, I'm sorry you didn't get a notification. I don't know what's wrong with YouTube not giving you notifications. Very bad. Bad YouTube. Bad. Meta, tell YouTube they're bad. Okay. And oh, she wants a phone number, and she's going to call them and tell them for you, B-lady. But good night, everybody. And everybody get some rest, and we'll see you tomorrow, and there'll be things to talk about, and we will move forward and do whatever we need to do. And I appreciate all your support. Thank you so much, and have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow. And be good. And I'm going to go put Meta to bed in a minute, but I've got to find out how to end the live first. God bless, and prayers for all that need them. We all need them. Good night, everybody. Sweet dreams.